This kick will be a return. This is Pringle, former K-State star, on a right return across the 40-yard line. He's up to the near side at the 45, pushes by the wall, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Kansas City, Byron Pringle.
That was one of several awesome moments on Sunday as the Chiefs won their 10th straight game over Denver and moved to 6-1 on the season. Hey everybody, and welcome into The Breakdown. My name is Matt McMullen, and this week we're talking about Kansas City's team victory over the Broncos at a snowy Mile High. And when I say team, it's tough to find a more complete performance than this one. The Chiefs found the end zone on offense, on a kick return, and on a pick six in this game, and they did all of that in the first half. It was more of the same in the second half as the defense finished the night with 4 total takeaways while holding Denver to just 16 points, all en route to a 10th straight win over the Broncos. Lots to talk about here, but first, let's check in with Coach Reed.
Really, I don't have any injuries to announce to you. So, all in all, a good football game. I was impressed with all 3 phases and the job that we did there. All 3 phases contributed. They overcame some things offensively and defensively. It was great to see get 17 points off of turnovers, which I thought was which was big. Dan Sorensen, I thought, played a heck of a game, and as did Pringle with his return. And I thought defensively we were just sharp. They had a couple of runs, but other than that, there wasn't much there on that. And I think this is a good football team. I think Vic has done a nice job. It's a tough football team. And sometimes the score isn't indicative of what the team really is. So I know we have them again, and I know, it'll be a knockdown drag out then too. So anyways, I was impressed all the way around with the bigs up front on both sides.
Just a great all-around performance for the Chiefs and what ended up being an ultimate team victory. We talk a lot about the offense, and for good reason, but the defense and special teams are what pushed the Chiefs over the top in this game. All right, let's walk back through this one from the very beginning. The Chiefs got off to a fast start on their opening drive, and at the core of this possession was Mecole Hardman. He took a quick end around for 13 yards on the first play of the drive and later hauled in a tremendous 19-yard grab to set up an 11-yard touchdown run by Clyde Edwards-Helaire a play later.
Delay handoff. Edwards-Helaire trying to pick a hole left. He's at the 10, slides off a tackle inside the 5. 3, 2, 1, touchdown! Kansas City! Clyde Edwards-Helaire at LSU didn't play in these conditions very much, but just like the 10th Mountain Division, he's trained for it, and the Chiefs get a touchdown on their first offensive possession.
Great to see Clyde in the end zone right away after such a big performance last week, and while he didn't get the ball as much in this one, it was still the beginning of a pretty strong outing for him. The defense also got off to a really impressive start for the Chiefs, holding Denver to just 7 total yards through their first 2 possessions. The Broncos caught a break, though, when Chiefs tight end Nick Keizer fumbled on Kansas City's next series, and with some great field position as a result, Denver cashed in on the takeaway when Broncos quarterback Drew Lock rushed it in for a 2-yard score. Denver missed the extra point, though, so Kansas City still had the lead, and on their next drive, Chiefs fans finally got what they've been waiting to see for over a week. New tailback Le'Veon Bell took his first handoff as a Chief, and it didn't disappoint as he broke free for 16 yards.
And Le'Veon Bell's first carry as a Chief is off left tackle. He's got a big gain across the 25, up to the 35, up across the 40, to the 41-yard line. Hello, Le'Veon Bell, and welcome to the Chiefs' kingdom.
Bell didn't see a ton of action in this one, finishing with 6 carries for 39 yards, but it was still great to see the newest playmaker in this offense get his feet wet. Cannot wait to see what he can do as he continues to learn this playbook and get comfortable within the offense. Here's what Coach Reed had to say about Bell's performance after the game.
It was great. It was twofold because we had both those guys playing, but it was great to get Le'Veon in and get him going. And I thought he was very productive. There are a couple things he'll learn from just with the offense, but I think the run game part of it was excellent. He had good positive yardage and ran hard. It was great for 25 too. Clyde coming off 6 days rest. I mean, that's a new thing for a rookie. How are you going to handle that? And I love the way he did. He came out and he he ran hard and had, again, great production there.
The Chiefs eventually added a field goal on that drive, and then on Denver's next possession, rookie defensive tackle Tershawn Wharton punched the ball free from Broncos tailback Melvin Gordon. Wharton actually fumbled it himself too, but Tyrann Mathieu was there to scoop it up, and the Chiefs had themselves a takeaway.
Now Locke's in trouble, dumps it to his outlet receiver at the 35, Gordon surrounded, and the Chiefs pull him down. The ball's out, picked up by Wharton. Tershawn Wharton now flips it back to Tyrann Mathieu, who's tackled in midfield.
The Chiefs couldn't get anything going on that series, but it was indicative of how this defense was going to play throughout the rest of the game. They were creating pressure, disrupting timing, and best of all, taking the ball away. And as we saw in Denver's next series, they do it again. Facing a second and long, Anthony Hitchens was shot out of a cannon right at Drew Lock, who, feeling the pressure, floated a bad pass down the sideline right into the arms of Dan Sorensen, who returned the interception for 6.
Pass, sidearm, pass intercepted. It's Dan Sorensen, a pick 6. Dan Sorensen, dirty Dan Sorensen, as Drew Lock throws a 50-yard pick 6 for Dirty Dan, the third pick 6 of his career.
As Mitch said, that was Dan's third career touchdown, and it had the Chiefs up by double digits. Tyrann Mathieu spoke a bit about Dan and that pick 6 following the game.
I think that's what we expect from Dan. He's a guy that studies really hard. He's a guy that's always prepared. And he's always clutch. He's always stepping up, making those big-time plays, when we really need it.
Great stuff there from Tyrann, and he's right. Dan has stepped up in so many big moments over the years, and it was awesome to see him back in the end zone on Sunday. The Broncos managed to narrow the deficit with a field goal on their next series, but then in the blink of an eye, the Chiefs were back in the end zone yet again. Byron Pringle took the kickoff 2 yards deep in the end zone and navigated his way through defenders all the way down the field en route to a 102-yard touchdown.
This kick will be a return. This is Pringle, former K-State star, on a right return across the 40-yard line. He's up to the near side at the 45, pushes by the wall, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Kansas City, Byron Pringle, and the K-State fans that are Chiefs fans can rejoice for a second straight day. Pringle filling in for Hardman, busts a 102 to taste the sweet nectar of the end zone.
Awesome moment there for Pringle, who made a huge play last week and followed it up with a special teams touchdown in this one. It marked the 4th longest kick return in franchise history, and it had the Chiefs up by a sizable margin. Here's what Pringle had to say about his kickoff return after the game.
When they kicked the ball to me, I knew it was going right. I just took a full advantage of my opportunity being back there, for one, being as the kickoff returner for this game. And I knew I was going to hit it hard, and once I seen the hole break open up, I just ran through with power. And I knew I had 2 dudes backside to make miss. And once I made a miss, I just ran to the touchdown. I wasn't looking back.
Hard not to be excited for a guy like Pringle, who has worked like crazy for this opportunity. It's paid off in a big way lately, and I'm excited to see where it can go. The defense kept doing its thing through the rest of the second quarter, maintaining their 15-point lead, and soon after halftime, they were back to taking the ball away when Frank Clark blew up a flea flicker and scooped up the football for the fumble recovery.
Gordon, it's a flea flicker, and it goes over the head of Locke. It's picked up by Frank Clark, and the Shark gets a free fish. They just handed him a fish. Clark didn't even have to work for that one. They ran a flea flicker. They handed it to Melvin Gordon, who flipped it back over the head of Drew Lock. An easy play for Clark, and the Chiefs have the ball now deep in Bronco territory.
The Chiefs added 2 more field goals through the rest of the third quarter, making the score 30-9, and the defense just kept bringing it. Drew Lock was trying to do whatever he could to get the Broncos back in this thing, but he fired a pass over the middle that bounced off the hands of KJ Hamler and right into the arms of Tyrann Mathieu.
Takes the snap at his left hip, slant. It's behind, intercepted. Tyrann Mathieu with the pick. Here comes the Honey Badger going the other way, looking for enemies, and still on his feet, grabbing the ball in his right hand, and it goes down at the 43. Second pick of the year for Mathieu, second on a tip pass. Second interception by the Chiefs today against Drew Lock. And the Chiefs hold to start, and that is putting the hammer down on the Broncos to start the fourth quarter.
That was the Chiefs' 4th takeaway of the afternoon and Tyrann's 2nd pick of the season. He broke down how that play came together after the game.
I was just in the outside leverage, coverage. And, I think anytime, a receiver, doesn't catch the ball or tips it in the air, just gives me an opportunity to make the play. But obviously, you expect the NFL receiver to come down with that catch. But
I'm glad he didn't.
It is so much fun watching Matthew with the ball in his hands, and after this one, the offense cashed in as 6 short plays later, Patrick Mahomes found Tyreek Hill for a 10-yard touchdown.
Quick pass near side Hill. Comes to put a juke move on Simmons. He'll stay on his feet and dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. How can you score in the red zone? Extend the offense to the wide side of the field and break a tackle. And Tyreek Hill gets to the end zone again, the 8th time in his career against the Broncos.
That's 6 touchdowns now in 7 games for Hill this season, and not only did that extend the Chiefs' lead, it kept Mahomes' touchdown streak alive. He's now thrown for a score in 17 straight regular season games, the longest active streak in the NFL, to extend his franchise record. But here's the thing, if you ask Mahomes, he really doesn't get caught up in this kind of stuff. He put together one of the best statistical seasons in NFL history back in 2018, 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. But while the offensive stats aren't as crazy nowadays, this is a better team because of how complete it is. Mahomes spoke about that after the victory.
It's something that I've learned in my career so far. I mean, obviously, I was talking to Tyron about it after the game, actually, right before he came out here. I was like, young Patrick would have probably tried to force it and thrown the ball and maybe made a bad interception or something like that, whereas now – seeing the way the defense is playing and knowing that it's not there, just kind of either taking the sack or not completing the pass and throwing it away where it's not going to be interceptable. And so you have to learn ways to win in this league. It's not always going to be 400 passing yards or 200 rushing yards or whatever it is. It's going to be finding ways to win, and I think this team's doing a great job of doing that.
The Chiefs are winning in just about every single way. It's a thing of beauty, and what better way to cap this thing off than a Chad Henne touchdown? That's exactly what we got when Henne, in relief of Mahomes, plunged ahead for a 1-yard score late in the game.
And Henne's going to keep it on the left side, run! Touchdown! Kansas City! Chad Henne spikes the ball in the end zone. Only 7 appearances prior to this game since 2013. And Chad Henne does his inner Lamar Jackson and finds a touchdown on the run at 2:58 to go in the game.
You love seeing guys like Henne, who do so much behind the scenes to help this team win, get a little time in the spotlight. That was his first rushing touchdown since 2012, but if you ask him, I bet he'd say it was worth the wait. All right, let's take a quick look at my 3 stats to know from this game. My first stat is 4. The Chiefs became the first team in 4 seasons to tally an offensive touchdown, a kickoff return touchdown, and a pick 6 in a single game, and they did all of that in the first half. The Broncos couldn't really ever get any kind of rally going because the Chiefs kept scoring in just about every single way possible. My second stat is 29. This was the Chiefs' 29th victory in the AFC West since 2015. 29, which are by far the most of any team in their own division in that span. The first step for any winning football team is to win your division, and the Chiefs do that better than just about anybody. My final stat is 21. This marked the Chiefs' 6th game this season in which they held the opposition under 21 points, the most of any team in the NFL. This defense does not get the credit they deserve despite consistently posting solid performances. And after 2 really strong outings following that one rough game against Vegas, Tyrann Mathieu is expecting this group to continue to grow.
Yeah, I think, obviously, we have a great offense, and I think anytime the opportunity presents itself for us to stand up, make a stand, make plays, give the offense opportunities to score. Even when those guys may not be clicking on all the cylinders that they would like. We take great pride, and I think that starts with, obviously, Coach Spags. And I think me and him are kind of the same. We take everything so personal, and so but I think it does the group well. I think us obviously having that chip on our shoulder. Not necessarily wanting to be the little brother, but wanting to be the reason or wanting to be part of the reason why, the Kansas City Chiefs are a great team. And so we're still working towards that. We're still building towards that. But I think anytime you have a performance like this where you can step up as a defense, I think it just sends confidence, through the whole locker room that, each unit can trust each other. Each unit can feed off each other and grow off each other.
Here's the thing about this squad. They're the defending Super Bowl champs. They're 6-1. They have superstars just about everywhere at this point, and they just added another one in the middle of the season. But despite all that, they continue to emphasize that they're not satisfied. This isn't enough for them. They're not comfortable. They're constantly pursuing a level of greatness they haven't yet achieved, and when they find that, they'll keep looking for more. It's beyond exciting if you're a fan of this football team and terrifying for the rest of the league. But most of all, it's special, and I cannot wait to see where this team can go because they don't put a limit on what they can achieve. That's all for this one, everybody. Thanks so much for listening, as always, and I'll see you later this week as we get ready for the New York Jets. Until then, this is Matt McMullen, signing off.